You can have the best leadership team in the world. You can have endless resources, amazing infrastructure, and a brilliant business plan. But if you cannot actually build the product or deliver the service perfectly every single time, your business will fail. Welcome back to our ISO 9001 clause by clause series. Today, we are entering the absolute heart of the standard. We are taking on the beast, which is clause 8 operation. This is the largest and most critical clause in ISO 9001. It is where planning stops and execution begins. Over the next few minutes, we are going to walk through the exact life cycle of your business. From the second a customer asks for a quote, to designing the product, managing your suppliers, building it, checking it, and finally putting it in the customer's hand. If you want to stop losing money on defective products and angry clients, grab a notepad. Let's build your operational engine. Our journey starts with clause 8.1, which is operational planning and control. ISO 9001 states that operations should never happen by accident. You cannot just wing it. Before you start building a product or providing a service, you need a blueprint. First of all, you need to sit back and ask yourself, what exactly are the requirements for this product? What resources do we need to pull it off? How will we measure if it is actually good? Let's say you run a logistics company. You don't just throw boxes in a truck and hope they arrive. You plan the routes. You verify the vehicle maintenance. You assign trained drivers and you establish GPS tracking systems. Clause 8.1 also demands proactive risk control. What happens if a machine breaks? What if the software crashes? ISO requires you to have controls in place, like preventive maintenance and backup servers, so that when reality hits, your operations don't skip a beat. Have you ever played the whisperer's game? One person whispers a phrase. It gets passed down the line, and by the end, the message is completely distorted. In business, that distortion costs millions of dollars. Clause 8.2 focuses entirely on customer requirements. The number one reason projects fail is because the company misunderstood what the customer actually wanted. ISO 9001 requires you to clearly define the requirements for your products. This means understanding exactly what the customer is asking for, what the law requires, and what your internal standards demand. But it goes further. Clause 8.2.3 introduces the reality check, which is review of requirements. Before you sign a contract, before you say yes, we can do that, you must pause and verify. Can we actually deliver this? Do we have the materials? Do we have the timeline? If a customer asks a software agency to build a banking app in 2 weeks, ISO 9001 requires the agency to review that requirement, realize it's impossible, and clarify it with the customer before taking their money. If your company creates new things, whether it's a new physical gadget, a new piece of software, or a brand new consulting service, you must follow clause 8.3, which is design and development. Uncontrolled design leads to Frankenstein products. ISO requires a strict step-by-step design framework, which are design planning. Who is in charge? What are the stages? Design inputs. What does this thing needs to do? What are the safety regulations? Design control. This is where you test it. You verify that the design meets the inputs and you validate that it actually works in the real world. Design outputs. These are the final blueprints. The resources code are the recipes you hand over to the production team. And if the customer suddenly changes their mind halfway through, you must control those design changes so they don't ruin everything you built. Here is a harsh business truth. Your product is only as good as your worst supplier. Clause 8.4 is all about controlling your external providers, which means your suppliers, your contractors, and your outsourced partners. You cannot just blindly trust that they will send you good parts or provide good service. ISO 9001 demands that you have a strict system for selecting, evaluating, and monitoring suppliers. If you run a hospital, you must ensure your outsourced cleaning service is using hospital-grade sanitizers. If you run a manufacturing plant, you must inspect the raw steel before it hits your machines. You must communicate your expectations clearly, and if a supplier consistently fails, you must take actions. Now we finally reach the main event, clause 8.5. This is where you actually build the product or deliver the service. ISO requires that your operation run under controlled conditions. What does that mean? It means your team has the right document telling them what to do. They are using suitable equipments and they are working in a safe environment. A massive part of this clause is about traceability. If you manufacture pharmaceuticals and a batch is contaminated, can you trace exactly which bottle went to which pharmacies? You must be able to track your work. You also have to protect customer property. If a client gives you their sensitive data to process or a physical server to repair, you must protect it as it were your own. And remember, your job isn't done when the product leaves the building. Clause 8.5 also requires you to manage post-delivery activities like warranties, maintenance, and support. Before anything leaves your facility, it must meet the bouncer. Clause 8.6 is the release of products and services. Nothing, I mean nothing, goes to the customer until it has been inspected, tested, and verified to meet all the requirements we talked about back in clause 8.2. You must have a record showing exactly who authorized the release. But what happens when things go wrong? Because let's be honest, mistakes happen. That brings us to our final operational clause. Clause 8.7. Control of non-conforming outputs. If a product is defective or a service was delivered poorly, you must stop it from getting to the customer. You have to identify it, quarantine it, and figure out what to do with it. Whether you will scrape it or you can rework on it. And there you have it. That is the complete operational journey of ISO 9001 Clause 8. From understanding exactly what the customer wants to designing it, managing your suppliers, building it flawlessly, checking it, and handling the mistakes. Clause 8 is the engine room of your business. When you master this clause, you stop wasting money on errors and you start delivering undeniable quality to your customers. In our next video, we are moving to clause 9, where we will teach you how to evaluate and audit everything you have just built. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and visit popularcert.com to book your free consultation today. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the class 9.